So what's going on, everyone? Happy Friday. I see a bunch of people jumping on. Jodine's jumping on. Denise, Ken Lovett, William, what's going on? How's everybody doing today? So I got an amazing guest on today's show, Andy Hussing. And I've been working with Andy now for the past 4 months or so, helping him with a rebrand of his business. And we launched this puppy this week, and we are just super excited to share it with the world. Ken Lovett says, hey, Henry, what's going on, Ken? Lee Rowley just joined. Ken says, hey, what's up, Andy? So I want to introduce Andy Hussing. What's going on, buddy?
Not much, Henry, man. I love being on here. Really appreciate the opportunity, and I'm pumped. And not just for me, but for you, man. You've just been so helpful for me over the last several months, and I can't thank you enough.
That'd be awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I mean, when I saw your face when we were showcasing or proofing your brand with you, you were just like on the tip of your seat.
Well, hi.
And your facial expressions were just out of control. So what I want to do is I want to show the audience really what we developed for you. But first, I want to go back in time. I want to ask you a very particular question, because people may be on the fence of rebranding their business or branding their business for the first time, really investing in it. So my question to you is, what was your situation prior to reaching out to me?
Okay. Well, really, I mean, I was in I've been doing this thing a long time. I've been doing what I do for a long time, probably about 13 years now.
Which is?
Helping people get endorsed traffic to their websites and to their business, JVs, joint ventures, stuff like that.
Okay.
And I've just been lazy about it. I've always been talking about what I'm going to do instead of just moving forward. And I was kind of got lazy with just accepting the referrals that I was getting, which is cool. And people just reaching out to me, which is fine. But I really didn't have a home for them to go to. And I just got tired of it. And I've been seeing your Facebook Lives around, man. And I'd met you, and one thing led to another where I reached out, and there you go.
That's awesome. So finally, you needed a presence.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
I got sick. Basically, I got sick of it. I got sick of not having that presence, and every year went by, I look back, and it's like, man, I don't have my websites were always nasty looking. I was embarrassed to send people to them. Seriously, I hated it. And so when people ask, do you have a website? I'm like, yeah, but just reach out to me on Facebook,
Aha.
So, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I've noticed that a lot, because I get targeted a lot on Facebook. And when I go to Google the names of those folks and I go to research them, I can't find anything. And that was one of the biggest reasons why I developed this package, to sort of be a done for you, to get the branding right, and to help you guys create that presence online. So when somebody does go to research you, now you're showing up, and now you're an expert in your field. I just want to say hi to a couple people. What's up, David Wang, Colton Bonanan, Jones, John? What's going on, guys? Welcome to the show. So so we get this rebrand done, and I can't wait to show you. So listen, let's share screens. Let's not hold back any longer. And I'm a little upset that your social media director isn't on the show today.
Yeah.
So who's that? Curtis, your son?
Yep.
That's awesome.
He might be watching right now, but yeah, he's the one that's been putting together a lot of the branding from that your team has created for me on the different properties. So
awesome. Well, let's start with this. I want to show people the actual logo design that we've created for you. And this was, after we did our discovery and we found out exactly who your target audience was, we came up with a very, very clean and just, I can't even explain it. the icon alone, endorsed influence, is just got me fired up. And it's just a beautiful logo. It's straight to the point. Expand your influence, impact the world. And you remember when we were creating that tagline? It got a little long-winded.
Right. It was like, man, I don't know if I like this or like that, or, you know. And we just settled on that, man. And just see, it's basically what you can do with what my brand's all about. So yeah.
And that's key there. You know, we want to get to the point. We want to cut out all the fat and get straight to the point and expand your influence, impact the world. When we discovered who Andy truly wants to serve, we knew that those people want to make this world a better place. And so that's why those 3 words are there, because that's going to resonate. All right. So once we got done with the logo, we went into the website design. And so the website design, again, very, very clean. We actually sort of directed you on a photo shoot, so you knew exactly what to do on the shoot and the right poses. And let me tell you something, your photographer did a hell of a job, because these pictures of you came out fantastic.
Thanks, man. Not bad for $200. An hour and a half on a Sunday afternoon. And that picture right there, and let me just say, anyone watching this, man, like, you know, I actually responded to a Facebook post today that somebody mentioned about branding. And I mentioned how sometimes and you helped me realize this, even if you don't like to have your face all over the place, and you try to be modest, and you don't want to be out there, let's say, sometimes it just makes sense for your site to be branded for yourself if you're already kind of known for what you do. And so I listened to you, and that you know, I bought into that. And so I still chuckle when I see my face on this website, because I'm like, I kind of want to hide behind the scenes, but I understand that it's needed too. But yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to mention that. And man, I just love everything that you did to guide me. And I could go on and on about that, but I'll let you do your thing here, man.
Yeah, so this is the website we created, and we wanted to make it very, very clean, very, very simple to digest. And we kept everything very, very consistent, from the color scheme to the typography to the messaging. I wrote an email this morning about how important your brand voice is and your messaging. We were able to establish all of that prior to getting into the design of your brand. You know, we did a lot of homework. I think you and I went through like 7 calls. I've gotten that now chiseled down to 4, but you know, because I'm constantly refining my process and my program. But we covered a lot of ground when we were doing this with each other, and we were able to really get to the bottom of what your brand stand for, your brand attributes, who you wanted to serve, and what the color scheme and everything and typography should represent. So here's the website, and then we have the blog. So they click that, it goes to their blog, it goes to his blog page. Then we have our navigation up here. And then what we helped him do is build out a lead generating funnel to help him generate leads. So we put together, he had some great content. And so we helped him narrow that down and create this partner persuasion path. And we made this super, super pretty for him by taking the information from him and creating this awesome downloadable PDF. Now, I've seen some horrific downloads before, you know, and the first thing that I think of when I download something that's like really half-assed is this the type of quality that this person delivers, like in their service or product? Mm-hmm. And so I made it a point and told my team, we got to make this PDF look like it's worth $500. Easy, right? Because I knew the content was great, because you know your stuff, but I wanted to make sure that it looked the part too. And so we're scrolling through here, and these are all the downloadable PDF pages, right? So when you opt in, you're going to get this beautiful download to digest. Okay. And we did this very, very strategic, So there's a call to action at the end and the whole nine. Here's the confirmation page of that funnel. So he's got this really awesome video here. He's got the downloadable resource. He's got him and Ryan Levesque. Awesome dude. Mm-hmm. And this is his funnel. And then what he said, listen, we can't just stop there. You know, we need a social media presence. We need to make everything look consistent. Because one thing I see people do is like they'll get a new website and then they'll go to Fiverr and get their social media stuff done. And it never looks the same. So we did his YouTube cover. We did your, here, let me show you. I'm going to open this stuff up here. So we did your Facebook page. Ooh. So this is your Facebook timeline, and we created the downloadable PDF link to it. So when they go to your timeline, they can click this, it'll take them to the link. We did your LinkedIn cover, which is right here. And then obviously I showed you the YouTube cover. And then that was it. So,
well, and you guys also created it, and we don't have it pulled up, but you also created just like my logo that is positioned in such a way that can be used for an intro video for my videos, which I haven't had the video created yet. But once that's created, that's, you know, basically from you as well. So, yeah.
And then these were your sidebar ads that we created for your blog. Huh. Yeah. So there was one here and then one here. I love this one. I just love the white. It's super, super clean. So those are some ad designs. So that's it, man. Like, and this took a while. We're not going to lie. This wasn't done overnight. This was not done overnight. So, you know, it took a while to get everything down pat. And
well, I'm a big reason for that. Actually, it would have gone and got done half the time had I just not got distracted. You know, I was on it at the very beginning and on those calls with you, and we knocked out what we needed to knock out, and then I sporadically got stuff to you, and then I was back and forth on tweaks I wanted to see made. Man, your team just knocked it out of the park. So it's definitely worth the wait.
I appreciate that, man.
And the effort. Right.
Yeah. You know, listen, everything comes with time. I tell everybody all the time, you know, you have to be patient. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. And to be honest with you, when you're building your brand and you want to do it right, you got to take the necessary steps. You got to take action, but you got to take the necessary steps. And it all starts with the diagnosis. We all have to start somewhere. And I see a lot of people just skipping that. They go straight to the design. They go straight to the logo. And like, you know, I love these folks that put logos out on social media and say, which one do you like the best? You know, without giving any sort of context of who their target audience is, what their brand attributes are, what do their brand stand for? Does the color scheme represent the same values, right, as their branding? And it's just, people just underestimate the power of brand. And they think brand is a logo. They think brand is a website. And it's just the identity. The brand is what's underneath the surface. And, you know, one thing about you, Andy, is I love your authenticity. I love your genuity in what it is that you do. Like I would trust you with my son. You know, I really say that, and I mean it, because as I got to know you through the discovery and really got to work with you over the few months that we worked together, you know, I said, this guy's the real deal. And I feel like there's so much wolves in sheep's clothing out there, and it just sucks because people are getting ripped off every other day because they're painting a nice picture, but they're not delivering.
Right.
And
I appreciate that, man.
And I feel like what you're going to do with this brand is just going to back up the quality of service that you provide to your clients. And so, I'm going to stop talking. I want you to start talking a little bit about your business and what your plans are for 2018, now that we have this awesome rebrand done.
Cool. Well, you had asked earlier what I was doing before this came about, how I got lazy and everything. But through the whole process of creating this brand with you, first of all, it's a real kind of a team effort to make that happen. And as we got going, it made me a lot more serious about what I'm doing in terms of making sure that, now that this is out there, I've got to deliver at the same time. And it's made me more passionate about what I do again. I was getting a little ho-hum about the whole thing, and now I'm pumped up about it. And what I love, it's not about, hey, look at me, I've got this fancy website or this Facebook page, whatever. That's not what it's all about. It's, I'm helping people anyway. And I don't want this to come off sounding conceited whatsoever. I just want to say that unless I do something to ruin my reputation, I've got people that do reach out to me from time to time that I could probably just keep doing what I'm doing and be fine. But this allows me to give it everything I've got to create a presence that when people come to me and want help with getting JV partners, guidance on how to do that, and just really build that endorsed influence in their business, I can feel comfortable knowing that I'm giving them everything I've got. And if it's like you were saying, if you get your house in order, you've got your branding set up solid and you look professional, then you're going to appear professional when you're in touch with them and explaining your services. And it forces you to want to be more professional about things. And so, and it's not all about just the professional side of things. It's about just serving people properly and giving them, what it is they're coming for. And so that's what I can, hope to continue to do through this brand, is just serve people and really improve the process that I use to walk people through, how I can help them.
Yeah, and you've given me some great insight as we were, working through your services and products, and we were trying to develop what are we going to offer, your clients, and as I sort of helped you and guided you through that process. Like, I was just blown away by how insightful you were, how you truly are a subject matter expert when it comes to joint venture partnerships. And you gave me some tips like that were right underneath my nose.
Right. Yeah. That was just a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, holy smokes. Like, here's something that I could, so I'm learning too, as I'm coaching and guiding you, I'm learning too. So here's the deal. Before we jump, I want to help my target audience and my audience that is watching today, Scotty, John Russell, and Kellyanne, and Shailene Amani. I want to help these folks. So with your expertise, what are 3 tips? 3 tips, okay?
You're putting me on the spot.
I am putting you on the spot.
Uh-oh.
That's what I love about lives.
Uh-oh.
What are some 3 tips? I mean, I could obviously share the one that you shared with me, but I'm not, because I'm an enabler and I'm not going to do that. But what are 3 tips that we can share with our audience about joint venture partnerships and helping them sort of get those endorsements to help them, provide more value to their market?
Sure. Okay. Well, the first one, I guess, now you mean just in general, right?
Yeah, just in general.
Okay. Yeah. So first of all, you got to make sure that you are all in on respecting the concept of endorsed traffic to begin with. That, some people believe that you have to go out and buy Facebook ads and do cold traffic, and you do. I mean, that, you want to use any type of traffic source that can return a profit. I learned that from John Reese years ago when I worked with him and as his affiliate manager. And he used to talk about that, and it's the same thing. And now when it comes to endorsed traffic, getting JV partners on board and everything, you got to understand that, first of all, the first tip is that you can afford to do that. A lot of people think that, oh, I got to pay 50% commissions. Why would I do that? Well, what you're doing is you're gaining instant influence among in your marketplace, when someone who has a tribe of people who already trust them are exposed to you. And as long as you take care of them, first of all, when they see that this influencer that they trust is endorsing you, then they've already got a built-in trust in you because of that to a certain extent. And then if they become your customers and you take care of them, boom, you've got instant influence over all these people. And I call it endorsed influence. So that's number one. Number two is that keep in mind that, I'll just share a myth with you. A lot of people think, okay, when I start getting JV partners for webinars or product launches, whatever, I have to go out and find a JV broker to do that for me. But the truth is, you've probably got, and this is the tip I gave Henry, you've probably got all kinds of contacts under your nose right now. I call it your low-hanging fruit, who have already had your back in different ways. Maybe it's a customer or a client, past business partner, or even a past affiliate. Or maybe you've promoted someone else's product and you've met them at a live event. You really hit it off. And just all these people, or someone, like I told Henry, one of the biggest things could be someone who's had your back for a long time who said, hey, whenever you release your product, let me know. I'd love to promote it, and you don't need tons and tons of partners or affiliates to make a lot of money. So that's kind of the second tip, or I guess the third tip. You don't need tons and tons of affiliates. You don't have to build an affiliate army to be successful at leveraging the power of endorsed traffic. You can start with one partner at a time, especially if you're doing live webinars. I mean, that's been my specialty the last 5 or 6 years, helping clients with that. Just get one partner and then leverage those results to get another one. And then people start coming to you. And so I guess those are a few tips right there, just off the top of my head. Last thing, let me just say is among those low-hanging fruit, again, you've probably got people who have had your back for so long, who are really rooting you on. And if you do nothing else but reach out to 10 of them, prioritize that list of who would be most likely to respond and take a look at what your offer is. Just don't even ask them to promote. Just reach out to them out of confidence and knowing that you've got something that will definitely serve the marketplace and really take care of those people with confidence, again, like I said, and ask them, hey, will you just take a look at this offer? I'm not asking you to promote right now. Obviously, I may down the road, but right now, I'd just love to know if you think this would resonate with your audience. And if so, maybe down the road, you'd consider recommending it to them. Be very careful on the language you use. Don't talk about, hey, will you promote this to your list? Okay, it's very impersonal. The people on your list are they're people, all right? And those are some recommendations for you, just off the top of my head. And I mean, I could go on forever, but that's not what this call's about. So.
Well, you definitely are an expert in your field, and I've learned so much. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say, I'll throw it back onto you that, man, I've learned so much, and I was one of those people. I knew better that I knew branding was more than just a pretty image, but I did know when I came to Henry, I was like, and I remember coming to you with total respect too, something else you want to do on the JV side of things. But I remember coming to Henry saying, look, I know I'm not going to expect you to just create, some images for me and be gone or anything like that. I want to know more about this. And what I found out was in the whole branding process was, especially when he told me that we're going to get on several calls and really hammer this out, like, really? You're going to take that much time with me? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, this is what we'll do. And when we got on those calls, Henry was talking. Henry's not just a graphics guy. He's not just even just a branding guy. This guy knows marketing. In talking to him, his team's the one that set up my funnel. It's a small funnel right now, but that's on me. He was prepared to build something out even bigger than what it is. And I'll just say that I learned so much from him, just from a positioning standpoint and position yourself, but also just on the marketing side of things. And he's the one that really helped dial me in to where I had been so hesitant to go out there and say, this is my brand. I had different ones like JV Attraction Coach, horrible. Before that, Affiliate Management Insider. What the heck is that? And so now I've got one that I'm 100% confident with, and I never would have been if it wasn't for Henry's guidance with this. So,
dude, that's what it's all about, man. I appreciate you. That's very heartfelt, and I just thank you, man, because that means a lot to me. It really does. And man, you were one of my A-rate clients, man. I tell you, there's all-star clients, and I've kissed a couple frogs back in the day, but man, I have to tell you, it was a pleasure working with you. I love how committed you were, and I wouldn't have been able to do this all on my own if I hadn't had your respect and your dedication, because it is a lot of work, and it's not just slapping together a logo or a website and saying, hey, good luck. It's a lot more than that. And I commend you on taking the time and investing this into your business, because clearly you have a much different look and confidence in your brand as some of the other folks out there that haven't yet invested the way you've invested in your business. And so I was just on a call with my sales coach, and he said, in education, there's two roads you could go down when you're looking for a college. You could go the community route, the community college route, or you could get the Harvard education.
Yeah.
And it's up to you what you want, what type of education you want to get. But if you're a go-getter and you're out there to try to better yourself each and every day, I can't see you enrolling in a community college. And so I appreciate you taking the time and investment of getting that Harvard education when it comes to branding, and being part of our team and letting us help you do what you do best. So
thanks, man. Yeah, thanks to you.
Awesome, man. Well, listen, let's wrap up, guys. Paul Sabay, what's going on? Anthony Tripati, what's going on? Ali, what's going on? We're going to wrap up. If feel free to watch this replay. We're going to produce this, put this on the YouTube channel as well. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, go check that out. It's Unique Designz by the HMK Group. You just type in Unique Designz or the Brand Doctor. I'm sure you'll find me. But we're going to wrap up. Again, Andy, thanks for taking the time out to spend with my audience today and sharing those value bombs that you shared to help them connect with potential partners. And for all of you guys that are watching, I appreciate each and every one of you for just spending time with me on social media. And you guys could be doing 1,000 different things right now, but you're hanging out and watching what we're up to. And I appreciate you for it. So have an awesome day, guys. And we'll catch you on the next live soon.